and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. So it's currently Monday morning and I thought I would just take you along on my day today as I work on some things here at home. And then later on this morning, I'm going to head down to the flip house. I have to work on some touch-up paint down there. I need to measure for some rugs I need to order. And then we also did get our new windows installed last week, which was really exciting. So I'm going to show you those new windows and everything. And they actually aren't even the original windows that we had ordered that we've been waiting on for months. They kept on getting back ordered, but I'll give you the whole story of that once we get down to the flip house later on in the video. So the first thing I need to do this morning is to get the laundry started. It has really stacked up, especially over the weekend. We headed on a little 2-day trip on Thursday and Friday to the lake. I'll put a couple of clips here that I'd shared over on Instagram, but it was just a really fun quick little getaway before things start getting really crazy here in the month of August. Today is August 1st, and August is going to be a really busy month for us because we are hoping to get the flip house completely finished this month and hopefully have it listed here in just a couple weeks. I just remembered before I start the laundry, I need to call this delivery company and schedule our furniture delivery for the flip house. I forgot to do that before the weekend, so I'm gonna call quickly here and get that scheduled. Okay, so I'm at our flip house now and the black windows are installed. They look awesome, so much better than those other windows that were in the house previously, and I just love how the black pops off of this white house. We still have to do landscaping, a little walkway here. We are going to do something to this driveway. I know we got a couple of comments about that. But that is getting fixed here in the next week or two. There is a big crack in the driveway. It needs a lot of work done to it, but that is definitely going to be getting accomplished because it does take away from the beautiful house when you have this really cracked and old driveway. But we still do also have to add the wood shutters that are going to have some black detail in them, and then a little wood piece possibly up at the top, and then the landscaping around and everything. But it is all coming together and really exciting. I will head inside now and tell you the little story about the windows. Okay, so quick story time about these windows. So for the last couple of months, you guys have heard us talk about how these windows keep on getting delayed. We had ordered our custom windows with our window installer back in April, I think it was, and the original date that they were supposed to be done was in May. And then once May rolled around, they got pushed to June, and then they got pushed to end of June. And then once end of June came, they got pushed to end of July. There for about a month, it was for sure the end of July that the windows were going to be getting done. We were checking in with our window installer once a week just to make sure that everything was on track. It was looking good. And then it came down to less than a week before they were supposed to be getting done. And he said that it had just been moved to September the 9th. And we just couldn't believe it. We were so stressed out in the moment because we were like, we can't wait until September the 9th. And then what's the chance of us getting to September 9th and they get pushed again to like November and then December? We just can't keep on waiting months and months for these windows. It was too late to go and order with someone else because it would probably be a 2-month wait or longer. And we checked on Lowe's and Home Depot to just order some basic windows. And for the sizes that we needed, they were saying they weren't going to be in stock until December. So we just didn't know what to do. And we had just gotten off the phone with a company in Tucson that we had never heard before. It was like a warehouse type company where they had a bunch of different products in the warehouse, countertops, windows, doors, different things like that. And we had just ordered a custom size back door. That's another story. We didn't realize that we couldn't just buy this back door size. We had to custom order it. So we are waiting on our back door. That's going to take like 3 weeks. So that's something else that we didn't realize was going to take so long. We're just learning as we go along with this flip house. It is our first time flipping a house to resell, and especially with how things are now, with how long you have to wait for everything. everything is just taking a lot longer. So you have to anticipate that when you are renovating a house and just get things ordered ahead of time. So anyway, we had just gotten off the phone with this company in Tucson, and I was like, hey, in their name, it's called Doors and Windows Warehouse or something like that. I don't remember. I'll put the name up here on the screen. But they had said that they also sell windows. So I was like, let's just call them back, see if they could possibly order the sizes that we need, see how long the wait time would be. So we called back and he said, I actually might have those windows in stock. So he put us on hold to go and check, and we were just praying, Lord, please let these windows be in stock. That would be a miracle. Came back, picked up the phone, and said that he had all of the windows that we would need for the house in stock. They were white on the inside and black on the outside, which was perfectly fine as long as they were black on the outside. They wouldn't be quite as high of quality as the one that we had custom ordered, but they are still really good quality windows. They're better quality than the ones that we have in our home, so they would work out great. We placed the order. Jalen was able to go and pick them up that same day. So then Jalen texted our contractor and asked, hey, what's the soonest time you could come and install some windows for us? And he actually had an opening the very next day. So the day that we were stressing about our windows, not thinking that we were going to ever get them installed, we didn't know what to do, and then within an hour, we had it scheduled that our windows would be installed the very next day, and they were installed. They look amazing. We're so thankful. So anyway, that story got a little bit lengthy, but I just wanted to give you a look at what goes on behind the scenes with these renovations. But thankfully, everything did work out. Now, about the windows that we custom ordered, we were able to cancel that order, but we're still waiting to see if we can get our deposit back. That's still up in the air whether or not we're going to get that back, but we would end up losing money anyway if this house was just sitting for months and months waiting for the windows to get done. So we'll just take that loss if it does happen, but we did end up saving some money with these windows that we got from that warehouse. So anyway, now after that story, I'm going to get started with all of the touch-up paint that I have to do. I'm going to start off with this brick wall right here. Jalen had to fill in this area here because there used to be a little wall here that we did end up taking out. So the other week he filled this in, and there is also quite a bit of other touch-up paint on these walls to do. I think I'll just do the touch-up paint out here in the main area because I need to do the touch-up paint along the bottom of this island. He had installed the little trim at the bottom of the island. We probably should have painted that before we installed it, but it's fine. I'll just put some tape on the floor, paint that. I think there is some trim touch-up paint to do, but I think Jalen's going to do that when he finishes up the trim later. And actually, by the time this video goes live, you've probably already seen the complete kitchen makeover. That will go live a couple days before this video, so if you haven't seen that yet, be sure you go and check it out. The videos are a little bit out of order here, but the countertops are getting installed tomorrow. I'm doing the touch-up paint, and then we'll do like the backsplash and finish up the kitchen later on this week, so you will have already seen that video. But today I am working on the touch-up paint. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. So like I had said, by the time you see this video, the kitchen makeover is already live. So if you haven't seen that video yet, it is the previous video on my channel. You can go back and watch that. I'll have it linked down below. You guys have been really loving that video. Thank you so much for all of the love and support on it. We just absolutely love how the kitchen turned out, and we cannot wait to finish the rest of the house. So I finished up all of the touch-up paint. I got all of the measurements for the rugs that I needed. I needed a rug for the dining room, the living room, and then also the bedroom. I'm going to start working on staging those rooms here in about a week or two, so stay tuned for those videos. I'll give you a little sneak peek and put my mood board for the main bedroom here on the screen. Love this rug. It's going to be the pop of color and pattern in the room, and then just the bed and the nightstands and everything. I think it's all just going to go really well together. I still need to pick out some bedding for the bed, but I can't wait to see that come to life. And now I am back home later that afternoon, and I'm going to work on finishing up the rest of this laundry. I was just swapping it over to the dryer and then hanging out everything that I didn't want to put in the dryer out here on the clothesline. I do always get a lot of questions about this clothesline. They do no longer sell it on Amazon, but I will link a similar one down below. Look at all of these pomegranates over here on the bush. I should be harvesting these in about a month, or some of them probably a little bit over a month. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to replant some new flowers in these two little pots that I have here on the front porch. These flowers died about a month ago. I'm not sure why. I think I had these pots a little bit too crowded. These are fairly small pots, and I had like 3 different flowers planted in here, so they were really crowded, and I forgot to water them one week. These pots are from Article. They're so beautiful. I'll be sure and link them down below. Here's the flowers that I got from Lowe's. I might just do one of these in each of the pots, but just in case that's not quite enough, I did get these little flowers to add. So happy to finally have some beautiful flowers in those pots. I was so tired of looking out the sliding doors and seeing the dead flowers in the pots. I'd been wanting to replant those for a while, so I'm glad that I finally got that done, and those flowers were just the perfect size for the little pots. I didn't end up having to add the smaller flowers, so I'll probably just plant those somewhere else. But now I'm gonna get the kitchen cleaned up, finish up the laundry, make a quick supper, and then later on this evening we're going to head up into the mountains and just go for a little hike, relax up there for a little while. It's been rainy season here in southern Arizona, and so it's really green and beautiful up in the mountains. There's water water running up there. The boys are going to take their little remote control trucks and play with them over the rocks and things, so I'll show some footage of the mountains here at the end of the video. So that is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed coming along on my day, even though it was a bit more of a casual video than normal. Hopefully you still enjoyed it, and thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in a couple days with a new video. Bye!